Good morning. It's pretty early, isn't it? How can you deny the mayor when he invites you at 7:30? Before I introduce the mayor, let me introduce my colleagues that are here. The President Pro Tem Marvin Browdy, the Dean of the Council. That means he's the oldest. And Mr. Zev Yeverslavsky, who we're about to lose to the county. Hal Burnson, councilman from the Valley. Mr. Earthquake, we call him. Laura Chick from the Valley. Jackie Goldberg from the Hollywood area. Some time ago, a man named Richard J. Riordan started talking about turning L.A. around. His ideals appealed to the people of the city, and they elected him to be mayor. And since the day Richard Riordan took office, the winds of change have blown throughout our city. Mayor Riordan has provided new leadership, new energy, new creative solutions to the city's problems. The budget for 1994-95, which he presented to the Los Angeles City Council, was filled with innovations. He included ideas of streamlining government. He found ways to cut costs and guarantee public safety, our vital police and fire services, that he would receive full funding, top priority. He offered new ideas for consolidation of departments to cut costs and increase efficiency. He explored new ways to obtain greater benefits from the city independent departments, the airport, water and power, and the harbor. None of these were accomplished quickly, and the bureaucracy can be pretty stubborn and resistant to change. Changes are difficult when times are easy, but change becomes easier when times are tough, and we're in those tough periods now. But there's no question that the city is moving in a new direction, exploring new options, and that in itself is quite an accomplishment. I applaud Mayor Riordan's efforts. With you, I look forward to his address today on the economic vision for Los Angeles. And ladies and gentlemen, it's my great honor to introduce the mayor of the great city of Los Angeles, Richard J. Riordan.
Thank you very much, John, for your great introduction, your leadership, but particularly your friendship. I'd also like to compliment the boys and girls of the Hobart Boulevard BEST program. They were wonderful, weren't they? Members of the City Council and other elected officials, fellow Angelenos, thank you for joining me this morning. Today, I want to begin a dialogue with you about a crucial matter, the Los Angeles economy. Massive shifts in manufacturing, aerospace, the rise of global competition, and a regional recession of historic magnitude have cost us hundreds of thousands of quality jobs. Southern California has also taken its fair share of blows from Mother Nature. Other cities and states have seized this opportunity to lure away our businesses and jobs. I'm not just talking about statistics, though. I'm talking about people, real people, and families who are facing financial tragedies for the first time in their lives, people who are hurting. Today, I'm happy to say there is light at the end of the tunnel. Actually, I believe we are already coming out of the tunnel. Our region is the 10th largest economy in the world. It's bigger than the country of Brazil, which just won the World Cup. 5 million households in greater Los Angeles have a buying power of over $300 billion a year. Our human capital is second to none. We are an incredible mix of hard-driving, creative men and women. We are home to the most ethnically diverse people in the world. Together, Angelenos make up the most colorful mosaic of entrepreneurs anywhere. We are gateways to the fastest growing economies in the world, Latin America and the Pacific Rim. We have the busiest port in the world, or in the United States rather, and the second biggest cargo airport in the United States. We are the entertainment capital of the world. 3,400 entertainment companies with over 90,000 employees. Local film production is on the upswing for the first time in years. We are home to more than 3,500 computer, hardware, and software, biomedical, industrial instrument, and research and development companies. These promising industries already employ 250,000 people and form a solid industrial base for our future. They are joined by a host of other growth industries, including apparel, environmental services, electronics, computer, software and hardware, and many other companies, like the interactive media industry, which will produce tens of thousands of jobs for Angelenos in the years to come. These companies and industries are succeeding because they have remade themselves to compete in the new global economy. So must city government. We must make ourselves customer friendly and deploy economic development resources to regions most likely to produce jobs, because our ultimate goal is quality jobs for everyone. We must remove the barriers which are driving away business. One of the greatest historical barriers to economic growth is a perception that Los Angeles is not a safe place to be. The public safety is the first part of our economic vision. Public safety is the best welcome mat the city can put out to businesses. We have taken the first important steps to expand our police force, to start a new community-based policing program, to have zero tolerance for graffiti and other crimes, to make our city safer. A safe city is our first priority. It's Chief Williams' first priority. It's a first priority for every business. Chief Williams, please stand for us. I want to personally commend you and the brave officers who serve under you in the police department for your pursuit of this all-important goal. Beyond making our city safe, what role should the city play in fostering economic development? Some would say a government has a very small role to play in the economy. But the fact is, the city of Los Angeles by itself is one of the biggest employers in the city of Los Angeles. The city of Los Angeles is a $9 billion enterprise. We have more customers than almost any company in the area. This may be conduct that we have to be very serious about because it has a dramatic ripple effect on our whole economy. Bringing our rules, policies, and procedures into the 20th century will make a difference. The city must work with business. My Development Reform Committee will soon present proposals to ensure efficiency, certainty, fairness, and accountability in the land use and permitting process. In other words, we are making the city a friend, not the foe of business. I am encouraged by what we can do when we set our sights on saving and creating jobs. Given room at the economic table, businesses, government, labor, and environmentalists can bring about win-win solutions. Just last month, we worked with other cities, businesses, labor leaders, and environmentalists to develop a clean air implementation plan that will result in clean air and also save jobs. Our collaborative efforts have also made a difference in the entertainment industry. We worked with industry leaders, union leaders, and homeowners to preserve and increase entertainment businesses in the city of Los Angeles. We modernized access to the film permitting system and laid the groundwork for the county and city regional permitting to be merged. We helped cut costs by streamlining the city's fire department's safety check plan. And the big news recently is that the Grammys are coming back home to Los Angeles. Fellow Angelenos, more economic development initiatives like these are underway. These initiatives are part of an overall economic package for Los Angeles. Our strategy includes making our city safer, making our city friendlier, investing in the expansion of foreign trade and tourism, reorganizing and streamlining government to ensure quality, service, and the best use of tax dollars, serving as advocates for businesses and growth industries in every part of the city, supporting Learn's public education reform plan, a critical investment in the future of our city. As I mentioned, we are the gateway to Latin America and the Pacific Rim. We are building upon our city's strengths in international trade in two massive efforts. First of all, plans are proceeding to triple the capacity of the Port of Los Angeles by the year 2020. This will directly and indirectly create hundreds of thousands of jobs for Angelenos. The expansion will also result in over $1.7 billion more dollars in state and city tax revenues. Second, we have made great strides in the last few months to move the $1.8 billion Alameda corridor from the drawing board to reality. One of the largest public works projects in the United States The corridor's 20-mile-long train route will connect the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach to downtown warehouses, manufacturing plants, and rail lines leading to the rest of California and to the nation as a whole. Corridor construction alone will create over 10,000 jobs. Hundreds of thousands of jobs, 1 in every 6 by the year 2000, will be connected to international trade. The port and our airport will also be expanded and will be the economic engines of our future economy. Next week, I will be forwarding to the City Council a proposal to restructure the city's economic development functions. This is critical to a coherent strategy. I look forward to working with the City Council to put our house in order. I propose that economic development tools now be dispersed throughout, which are now dispersed throughout the city system, be housed under one roof. A new city commission appointed by me and approved by the City Council will commence work overseeing a community economic development department as well as a community redevelopment agency. This will ensure cooperation and coordination of critical activities. The new Community Economic Development Department will provide opportunities to small businesses through favorable financing, tax credits, bonding opportunities, job training, and neighborhood facilities development programs. It will house a new construction bonding organization to enable businesses, particularly small businesses, to compete for more than $400 million of earthquake reconstruction funds. The Community Redevelopment Agency will be sharpened to focus its activities not related to this central mission, which will be integrated into other departments. For example, the Housing Department will oversee and be accountable for all housing initiatives. We know that affordable housing is essential to a healthy economy and a productive workforce. I've challenged our Housing Department to double the annual production of affordable housing over the next 3 years. I am confident they will meet the challenge. In my plan, the Mayor's Office of Economic Development will be responsible for grassroots business attraction and retention programs, working closely with the City Council, the private sector, and other levels of government. What else? As a catalyst, my office will begin sponsoring industry roundtables. Each meeting will bring together the 20 or so leaders in growth fields such as fashion and the emerging field of interactive media. In no-hold-barred open forums where concerns can be aired and concessions can be made, my Office of Economic Development, in partnership with the City Council, will begin conducting a business attraction and retention program to help businesses come here, stay here, and expand here. For my part, I will extend whatever service is necessary to retain and attract business to Los Angeles. I have worked closely with CEOs to see that their needs are met by the city. We've already had results. These include the jobs which stayed here from Devon Industries, Hyundai, Carroll Little, Nationwide Produce, and R.R. Donnelly, to name a few. Our vision for economic development over the next decade must also include a continued aggressive focus on earthquake recovery. In concert with the federal government, Los Angeles received $12 billion in aid since January 17th, the largest payment in the nation's history. As part of this effort, the President, with congressional consent, has agreed to reprogram $200 million in earthquake relief. This will enable the city to create a new program that will help apartment and condominium owners to begin to clean up the so-called ghost towns. The city must continue to forge other public and private partnerships to meet the special needs of our city's distressed neighborhoods. Here are a few of these plans. To make existing public lending and capital formation opportunities known and available to minority entrepreneurs through the federal one-stop capital shop and other resources. To insist that job training programs funded by the city connect to real jobs and that the private sector be more closely engaged in these training programs. To grow Lonnie, the Los Angeles Neighborhood Initiative created by our office to upgrade transit-dependent neighborhoods throughout the city. Finally, to improve the quality of life for workers and residents, the city will invest $126 million of voter-approved funds to maintain neighborhood parks and other open space. We will also use this money for the Greenways project to revitalize abandoned lots. As a major step forward, we will use $20 million from the federal government to construct a drop-in center downtown to combat homelessness. The center will provide personal hygiene services, job referral, and placement help, outreach, and sleeping facilities. Life is diminished for all Angelenos if even one Angeleno has to have their home on the streets. We will also join with business and government leaders throughout Los Angeles County in the new Los Angeles County Marketing Partnership to promote the considerable assets of our region as a place to live, work, and do business. For too long, we have allowed our city's image to be defined by others. It's time for us to paint the picture the way it really is. Fellow Angelenos, our initiatives in all of these areas are aimed at one goal: jobs. That's where it all starts, and that's where it all ends. By making the city more livable, more safe, and more friendly to business, we will create jobs. Every Angeleno can help. Essential to economic growth is a belief that we will succeed, that Los Angeles is worth fighting for, that Los Angeles is the greatest city in the world. This is a one key element of this economic vision, which is in the hands of every Angelino. I ask you all to join me. Tell the people that Los Angeles is the greatest city in the world, and hold your heads up high, because it's true. Thank you very much. Over $300 billion a year. Our human capital is second to none. We are an incredible mix of hard-driving, creative men and women. We are home to the most ethnically diverse people in the world. Together, Angelinos make up the most colorful mosaic of entrepreneurs anywhere. We are gateways to the fastest growing economies in the world, Latin America and the Pacific Rim. We have the busiest port in the world, or in the United States rather, and the second biggest cargo airport in the United States. We are the entertainment capital of the world. 3,400 entertainment companies with over 90,000 employees. Local film production is on the upswing for the first time in years. We are home to more than 3,500 computer, hardware, and software, biomedical, industrial instrument, and research and development companies. These promising industries already employ 250,000 people and form a solid industrial base for our future. They are joined by a host of other growth industries, including apparel, environmental services, electronics, computer, software and hardware, and many other companies, like the interactive media industry, which will produce tens of thousands of jobs for Angelenos in the years to come. These companies and industries are succeeding because they have remade themselves to compete in the new global economy. So must city government. We must make ourselves customer friendly and deploy economic development resources to regions most likely to produce jobs, because our ultimate goal is quality jobs for everyone. We must remove the barriers which are driving away business. Life is diminished for all Angelenos if even one Angeleno has to have their home on the streets. We will also join with business and government leaders throughout Los Angeles County in the new Los Angeles County Marketing Partnership to promote the considerable assets of our region as a place to live, work, and do business. For too long, we have allowed our city's image to be defined by others. It's time for us to paint the picture the way it really is. Fellow Angelenos, our initiatives in all of these areas are aimed at one goal: jobs. That's where it all starts, and that's where it all ends. By making the city more livable, more safe, and more friendly to business, we will create jobs. Every Angeleno can help. Essential to economic growth is a belief that we will succeed, that Los Angeles is worth fighting for, that Los Angeles is the greatest city in the world. This is the one key element of this economic vision, which is in the hands of every Angeleno. I ask you all to join me. Tell the people that Los Angeles is the greatest city in the world, and hold your heads up high, because it's true. Thank you very much.